So 2 weeks from Sunday will be the Super Bowl, and it's an event that victim advocates from around the country will actually fear.
There's going to be extra police officers and detectives in the Twin Cities that weekend to try to stop the human trafficking that authorities know from past experience happens at the Super Bowl. I had a chance to sit down recently with Attorney General Brad Schimel, talk about this problem and how we can help.
It is one of the most difficult things for us to measure because of all crime. This is probably the deepest underground. With drug trafficking, you can find users who will tell you about their drug use when you catch them and tell you about their sources and things. With human trafficking, the person who's creating the demand, the so-called John, they're not going to give us any information. The trafficked person, it's very difficult to get information from them because they are so severely psychologically and emotionally trapped. And of course the traffickers not, because they're making a lot of money off of it. And the old days where law enforcement could see prostitutes on street corners are gone. This is all done, or largely done, on the internet now.
What are the next steps? How do we stop something that's called, I heard the definition of modern slavery.
It absolutely is. There are very few cases, I don't know of any, that law enforcement tells me about, where you have somebody that just made a decision to go out and sell their body to go to college or to save up some money for a car or something. That's not what's happening. People are being trafficked. And the old cute image of a pimp, like on the old Starsky and Hutch show or the movie with Huggy Bear, and it's all kind of entertaining and cute. There's nothing cute about it. These are violent, dangerous people who psychologically abuse and physically abuse their victims to keep them trapped.
What should we be looking out for collectively as a society? What should we be doing?
We can't accept that this happens, and we do have to address the demand, because as long as there are people willing to pay for sex with someone who's an unwilling participant, we're going to have people that are willing to do this. We're working with an organization called Truckers Against Trafficking, because oftentimes at truck stops, this is a place where the traffickers will bring their victims to go from cab to cab of the semi-trucks. Truckers Against Trafficking is training truckers to do this. We're working closely with the Lodging Association in Wisconsin, because they have to go someplace to have the act, and typically hotel rooms, truck cabs. So we're trying to get those eyes and ears out there, extra people who can help us identify where it's happening. Our Human Trafficking Bureau that we organized at the Division of Criminal Investigation has been up and running for only a few months, and already they have identified and offered services now to 20 adult victims of trafficking and 4 child sex trafficking victims in just that short time. They've arrested a number of people who are purchasing sex. They've arrested over a dozen traffickers now who are actively involved in this. It's out there. It takes extraordinary investigatory work to identify it and to break into it. And we have to provide those victims that we come in contact with confidence that we're going to be there for them long term.
Thanks to the Attorney General for sharing his time. You can find more information about the Human Trafficking Task Force that's run by him and the Department of Children and Families by visiting the website you see there at the bottom of the screen, dcf.wisconsin.gov/AHT. We're also going to have a link to it on our website, channel3000.com.